Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Live, National Conference League Live this afternoon for you. We're here at Wigan St Judes. Parsons Meadow is the destination, and I tell you what, it is looking absolutely resplendent. We've been talking about this place for the last few weeks and how they've been having new perimeter fencing put up. That is all been completed. It was completed on Thursday. It is looking absolutely superb. We've got a great game in prospect ahead of us. Wigan St Judes taking on Stanningley, the second game of these sides' League One campaign. My name's Dave Parkinson. Delighted to be joined by Steve Peach. How are you doing, Steve?
Doing fine, thanks, Parky. Just like you, I'm really looking forward to this. Obviously, last season we managed to cover both of these teams. We covered Stanley in their Challenge Cup run against Wathbrow, and obviously St Jude's, we were down here for the game against Shawcross Sharks, if I'm not wrong, which was an absolute cracker. Obviously the promotion for St Jude's last year has brought them into some stiff competition, and I think they're looking forward to it. But Stanley are not going to be any pushover.
No, definitely not, and especially seeing as both of these sides were able to overcome teams that got relegated from the Premier Division last year. So I think we're in for a really intriguing afternoon's entertainment, to be honest, Steve.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be buoyed with those results from last week.
So a little bit earlier on, we spoke to someone who I've got a genuine respect for. Don't get me wrong, I respect everybody who we get to speak to on this show and as part of our Wednesday evening show, but this is a gentleman, Joe Fitzsimmons, who helped to set this club up at Wigan St Judes. I'm delighted to bring you this interview, and we'll be right back with the teams afterwards. Okay, delighted to be over here at Wigan St Judes today, joined by none other than Joe Fitzsimmons. How are you doing, Joe? You okay?
Okay, everything's great down at the club at present. It's a really big buzz about the club and the first team last week. It's great win at Egremont. St Egremont was relegated from the Premier Division, cast as a Premier League side, but spirit is good. Everybody's buzzing, and we're turning a second team out. Again, we're very strong, both second team and first team. First team and second team, we're very, very strong, and there's going to be a lot of competition for places, which is great. We've never had it for about 10 seasons, but the club is really buzzing. We've got our fencing project completed, and it looks brilliant, and really, really, really good on and off the field with functions. Everything's buzzing at present. So we just hit first home game of the season against Stanley. Stanley, I believe, they beat Kells at home last week. I think there's only about 10 or 12 points in it, but we're looking very good, very strong at first and second team, so let's hope we can get a win today against Stanley, who are so. I know it's the first game of the season last week, but we're hoping to get an home win today, and I think we'll have a good crowd on, because everything is buzzing now with three local derbies. We've got Bridge, Pats, Woolston, Crossfields coming up in the next 2 or 3 months, and the place is really going to be buzzing. That's what we wanted for the last 10 years. It took 10 years to get out of the Division 2, but really, really good. And we're looking forward to today's game against Stanley. It'll not be easy, because there's no easy games in the NCL Division 1, which from last season when we looked at all the results, etc. So, yeah, everything's good.
Let's unpick one or two of those things, if I can, Joe. So, first of all, I mean, that win last week, I mean, that's a bit of a statement win up in Cumbria, isn't it? And like you were saying just before we press record, there's a couple of trips up to Cumbria this season, isn't there?
Yeah, the other trip is Kells in another couple of weeks. But we're really, really good. And we've made some good signings. We've got Kenny Baker, ex-Rosebridge player. He's played Championship Rugby League at Widnes and Crusaders, and he's going to be a big plus for us. And a lad named Adam Jones, who played at Swinton, he's another recruit, and their experience, I'm surely, will be good for the team, and it'll. It's really good for the team, and really two good signings, and and that, but we're really positive. I keep repeating myself, but yeah, we're good to go today, and we get a good win, and then next week we're at Oulton. That'll be another tough place to go, but yeah, things are really good at present.
What's it like being able to attract players like that? You know, I mean, Kenny Baker, as you say, fantastic championship player. Adam Jones also played for several seasons at that level as well. I mean, what's it like, first of all, being able to attract those players, and then kind of like looking on and what will they bring? I know that's the two questions really.
Their experience, what they'll bring, because they played at Championship League rugby, but attracting them players is the facilities down here at St Jude's. We've got brilliant facilities. We've got our own gym, assault course, and the 3G. That's what's attracting players, and they want to play for the club, and they want to get involved. And Adam Jones and Kenny Baker, they only live a couple of miles away, so it's handy for them, and they really want to get involved with Judes. They really want to get involved, and we're really attracting players now, and it's a good thing. And we're running a second team today. There's about 5 or 6 of them players who played in the Division 2 Championships side last season. So it's just Miles has told them, he said, look, there's nobody guaranteed a place now, and there's competition for places, and that's a big plus, competition for places. And the second team, as I said, they're really going with 7 or 8 lads who played first team rugby last year, like a lad named Rennox, quite a few players, James Worthington, quite a few players. And they can't get in the first team now, and it's competition for place, and we've never had that for 10 years, and it's good. It's a brilliant thing to have at the club at present.
We've come down nice and early, and already, you know, you've got like a full touchline of kids rugby, you know, also taking place, which again shows the strength of this club and how it's going places, doesn't it?
Well, there's 22 teams down here now. You're running from 7s to 18s to open age, the masters, the girls, and we're running 3 teams. We're on 3 teams, 14s, 15s and 16s, with 2 teams. So we're running 2 teams, but 14s, 15s and 16s, which is brilliant. But there's 22 teams down here, and everybody's getting involved, and there's a good spirit down the club, and that, and what we can carry it on this season. And we're aiming for promotion. Maya said, I want promotion again. He's so confident in these players, they can get us in the Premier Division next year. So yeah, everything's positive. So let's hope we can get a good win today to boost our chances of going in the Premier Division next season.
Got to ask you as well, Joe, because I mean, you know, you were involved in setting this club up, you know, way back when. Mm-hmm. Could you ever envisage the spot where this club is now compared with when you were setting it up?
I'm going back 42 years ago when I was going to the Catholic club. I met Tommy Martindale, only me and Tommy left, and I said, let's put a team in the Kenji Cup, local competition. It was a big thing then, 42 years ago, it was winter rugby, etc. And I got players from St Pat's like John Sharple, Johnny May, Vinny Charnock, and we got to the semi-final of the Kenji Cup. We lost against eventually St Pat's, and then me and Tommy said, let's do a fancy going in the North West Counties Men's League. I said, yeah, we'll go on that, and we went through that division 2 or 3 seasons because we had a strong team then, and then Tommy's motto was taking the club forward, so he said, we've got to build our own clubhouse. So we got in negotiations with Whitbread Brewery, and they loaned us £55,000, a 10-year loan, and we paid it off in 7 years. And then everything's just snowballed from there, with the gym, the 3G, the assault course. Everything is just buzzing at present. It's been a lot of hard work, but I'm always looking for funding pots for grants and everything, and we've really got some good support from the World Cup grants. The 3 ward councillors really support us, and the local MPs. Josh, he is heavily involved. He helps us as much as he can. But yeah, we're really buzzing, and yeah, the motto is the club going forward, and we're going forward at present, and everything's buzzing. The club's doing well. functions, 21st, everything. So yeah, and we've had plenty of good support to myself, the Ward Councillors, the MP, Sport England, and that. So yeah, everything's good at present.
Oh, fantastic! It would be remiss of me also not to mention as well your long service with the National Conference League as well.
Yeah,
you know, so I mean that goes back many years, and the fact that you've been a rep for so many clubs and have flagged so many things up over the years as well, haven't you?
27 years. So where it is now, Peter passing away, God rest his soul, and Trevor stepping down. I thought it was only right us to get some young blood, and we've got some young blood in different lads. So yeah, everything's on that. I was sorry to go, but age is catching up with me. I'm 80 this year, but I'm still active down the club. But yeah, everything's. But I was very sorry to relinquish it, but age catches up with you, and your body tells you you can't do this and you can't do that. But yeah, 27 years. A guy named Terry Pearl asked me to get involved, and then I got involved in 27 years. But I've enjoyed it. But fair play to the NCL, rest of the management. They've made me a life member, and I can still sit in meetings and different things, which I will still do to keep me. Keep my mind ticking over. So yeah, I'm still going to be involved in some other way, and if they want me to help out and anything, I'm always willing to help out.
Joe, congratulations on such a long stint. I think it is only deserved, you know, the fact that the NCL is sort of honouring you in the way that it is doing. Thank you for giving us an update of everything what you've got going on here as well.
Yeah.
This fencing is looking tremendous, and I know it's come from a bit of a bad spot in that regard, but again, I think it's something that is going to see this club go from strength to strength. Thank you so much.
No problem, Dave.
So that was the words of Joe Fitzsimmons. Great to hear from him. Absolutely fantastic stalwart, both this club and the National Conference League. And we couldn't have timed that any better, because the two sides are starting to come back out onto the field. They've both gone through the warm-ups, and we will run through the lineup, starting first of all with Wigan St Judes, Steve.
Wigan St Judes at full-back, we've got Connor Parkinson. Then in the back row, we've got Rhys McNally on the wing, Joey Brady at 3, Rhys Matthews 4, and Harry Parkinson on the other wing. In the halves, we've got Danny Cassidy and Adam Holtz. From a pack point of view, we've got Mackenzie Davis, Danny Fowler at hooker, Josh Hill in that front row as well. Cal Palmer and Adam Jones are in the second row, with Kenny Baker locking everything down at 13. And on the bench, we've got Det Parkinson, Ryan Duffy, Elliot Garrido and Adam Lavin.
That's for coach Dave Myerscough, and for Stanningley, they're coached by Ashton Golding, remember, who's a current Super League player with Huddersfield Giants, also played for Leeds Rhinos too. And they line up with Adam Butterill at fullback, Alex Ryan, Harris Davison, Dean Parker and Dylan McAndrew amongst the back line. Half-back pairing of Fraser Stroud and Luke Townend. In the front row, it's Jermaine Ruan, Alfie Peach and Sam Savage. In the back row, Jack Hepworth, Jack Vincent and Jack Sykes, who it wouldn't surprise me to see him popping up at half-back as well, and maybe doing a bit of a swap around with Fraser Stroud from time to time. The bench, well, that consists of Josh Phillips, brothers Dion Henry and Jamel Henry, and Sam Peel. And as I say, that's for coach Ashton Golding. Got to say as well, our referee for today's game is Liam Breeny. We've got two torch judges as well. Really looking forward to how they're going. We've been joined on the field by Stanningley, who have come from their the dressing room, and the St Jude's players. Well, they're going to be given a guard of honour, aren't they, when they come out, because there's all the youngsters that were playing in the game before.
That's right. Yeah,
I think who are going to clap them on.
Yeah, I've got to mention Parky, by the way. We were talking about Stanningley there, and it's something that was mentioned when we were down there last. But 15 of this team come from the juniors side.
Yeah, fantastic effort.
That is wonderful, isn't it?
Fantastic effort. And the other two guys, well, they one of them comes from South Wales. That's Fraser Stroud. I was saying on Wednesday that I thought he was a Welsh.
That's right. Yeah.
So I have confirmed that. And Dion Henry, brother of Jamel, actually played at Farnley Falcons, so that's not too far removed.
Right,
so still in the same sort of area of Leeds. As I was mentioning, really interested to see how these sides get on, because they both played against the teams what were relegated from the Premier Division last year, and both won their games last week.
Yeah, so it's in that respect, they've had both teams had good tests, haven't they, as for an opening game. And as we saw last week, you know, if you're not on your game, things can certainly turn out ugly, for want of a better word, because last week we were watching St Pat's, who we know from a couple of seasons ago hadn't been at the best, but certainly they look to be on the fall, which bodes well, doesn't it, for further down the line, because we've got St Judes and St Pat's both in the same division. So
not forgetting Introse Bridge as well.
Exactly.
I mean, there's some derbies, isn't there?
Three mouth-watering games there.
And you heard Joe mention as well, you know, there's also Crossfields and Woolston that are in this division as well. Yeah. So some real local rugby for people certainly around these parts of where we are to look forward to.
Yeah, certainly is. And got to say as well, nice little crowd building up here as well. We mentioned, obviously, like you were saying on the show at the beginning of the year, about this ground having some really bad damage done to it, and they've managed to put the fence up all around it. Just looking, there's 5 rugby pitches on this field, so it just shows you how much it gets used.
It certainly does, yeah. And also as well, I know that they have got plans when they play a period of games away from here to actually look at reseeding all of these pitches. So in a few months' time, I don't think we're going to recognise this place.
That certainly won't. And the players are coming on the pitch from St Jude's.
Yeah, and they're bringing those youngsters with them as well. So, I mean, this is creating memories for those kids, isn't it? And the link between being a young player at a club and open age is something that should be explored, and often is, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, and we talk about this, making memories. And like we were saying before about it's 10 years they've tried to get out of that Division 2. They'll be really looking forward to it, and it needs to be celebrated, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, our match official for this one, by the way, Liam Breeny. And one thing that we will say is that our match officials today are all wearing odd socks. So this for World Down Syndrome Day, which was yesterday, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
To commemorate the weekend and really show their support. I know some people might not agree with a lot of the causes and things that get sort of like publicity these days, but I think this is a real worthy one.
Yeah, very much so. At the end of the day, we're talking community. It's not just, it's not just about the actual game, it's about the people who are involved in and around it, and we've got to support and celebrate them. So, the children have done their bit. The Guard of Honour was created. They've gone onto the field. The final preparations are just about done. We've even got a dog next to us. Yeah, it's not a rugby match without a dog, is it?
I think that she's wanting to get out there, to be honest. So we're just seconds away from the start of this game. Steve, stopwatch at the ready, I guess, mate.
It certainly is, yeah.
And we can't wait. So St Jude's have got themselves ready to receive possession. Referee's just checking everything's in order. Everybody's where they should be. Adam Butterill will be the man to kick us off. We gave him a mention on the show, and one of the coaching staff turned round to me before and said, Dave, what are you saying about him being a prolific scorer? He's only scored something like 12 tries in 2 years, but you know, he was there or thereabouts last year.
I'm sure that's more prolific than some other people.
So away we go right at the start of this game. Welcome to our coverage this afternoon on 13 Pro-Am RL Mixler. And it's St Jude's who make first use of possession with the first carry from Josh Hill, who's about 15 out from his own line. Cassidy moves the ball to Connor Parkinson in the centre of the ground, and he manages to get over that 20-metre line. You may notice, Steve, he's got both of his knees strapped up. So obviously he's spoken at length of the injury that he did on tour, where he injured one knee. It turns out in his first game of the season he injured the other one as well, so I said I could lend him some knee bandages if he wanted. Anyway, we continue, and Stanningley putting the defence in, and a couple of really stern tackles, in particular Sam Savage putting that last one in. Kick comes in on the last tackle from Cassidy. Taking it on the full is Adam Butterill. He powers it over that 20, towards that 30, towards that 40. And he's just over the 30-metre line before he's put down by Kenny Baker. Baker and Parkinson doing the tackling there. This is the other wingman, Alex Ryan. All caught though. Good line speed for early doors. Stanningley making a few more yards there through Harris Davison. Handy looking centre. Here comes this right side through Ruan's hands. That pass was a little suspect, I feel. Taken in by Jack Hepworth. Hepworth is put down on the halfway line. Stanningley still in possession, but they're running through these tackles. Peach turns it left. Townend keeps it moving onto Ruan, and Ruan again held. And the progress is slow in this set, to be honest. They reached the end of it, and they're only on the 40-metre line as the kick comes in from Stroud. It's a high hanging one. Certainly one to test out the winger, but it's a bit too far. He's gone out on the full.
I think it's one of them days as well where you've just got to be wary of those balls as well. It's a slight breeze, that's all, that's blowing across the pitch from where we are on the clubhouse side of things.
It's a great afternoon for rugby. We're probably about 15 degrees. It's a bit cloudy, it's a bit overcast. We could potentially get a shower or two a little bit later on. Hopefully it stays off though. But it's St Jude's back in possession, taking the run through Cal Palmer. Palmer will stand and play it on the halfway line. Quick service out to Cassidy. He gets it further wide to Holt. Then there's the running of Adam Lavin, who's on really does. I think he swapped with somebody to start the game actually, as it's come down this left hand side. Holt onto Parkinson. Connor Parkinson half breaking the line, getting over that 40-metre line. He'll now play this ball to Danny Fallon. Fallon goes down the blind side, spins out of one challenge, comes towards the middle, fires it onto Baker, who dummies and twists and heads off down the right hand side. Now he'll look to make some forward progress. He's got his arm free. Just for a second I thought he was going to offload. Hill was in support. It's going to be Fallon, who this time takes it down the right side. Good movement. He made some great ground, to be honest.
Good yards there, very good yards.
Inside 10. Last tackle signalled. Way over on the right side. It's in the hands of Cassidy. Cassidy slips the kick in. Oh, can they get on it? Oh, he did everything to get on the end of that, did Kenny Baker, but it just evaded him and rolls dead. So it's going to be a tap on the 20-metre line by Butterill, who slips it to his right hand side.
Good tackle.
What a hit that was. He really did line him up, and that's a tackle from a winger. That's Reece McNally putting the hit in, but quickly they've moved it down his side. Oh, and he's done really well to stay in the field of play there, Dean Parker. The defence came across to get him. Still they continue to go forward. The first penalty of the game will go the way of Stanningley. The tackle just went high.
Probably slipped up off the shoulder.
Yeah, did end up high though, didn't it? Yeah. Deservedly a penalty, so Stanningley have a chance to come out of their own end. This is going to be kicked. Gained about 10 metres, so this game will start again 40 metres out from the line. The Stanningley line, I should say.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think Stroud has kicked that ball over the fence.
I was just going to say
somebody's got to get it.
That's one of the problems having a fence round your playing field. It's either get new balls as well, half a dozen balls.
So Parker taps. It's then in the middle of the field. Ruan ends up with it from that little pass from Jack Sykes. Ruan to play this ball. Shipped down the left hand side. Butterill moves it further wide. Tackle comes in, and Harris Davison to play it just inside the St Jude's half the field. Ruan now drops it back over his shoulder, looking for the running of Savage. He's going nowhere. Good tackle coming in there by Cal Palmer. Baker also involved in that. Ruan playing out to Townend. Townend taking the line on. Oh, it's been stolen. Was that one-on-one? Yes, it was. It was. This is Joey Brady. Joey Brady going down the right hand side. So we've got Joey Brady wearing 4, which means Reece Matthews must be in 3. Picked up by McNally. Good run from him to the 20-metre line. Chance here for Wigan St Jude's. Holt to pick up from dummy half. Fires it into the middle. Fallon gets rid of it quickly. There's the running of Mackenzie Davis. Davis to the edge of that 20-metre line. He'll now play it to Fallon. Fallon will shuffle the ball to the right-hand side. Barker plays it off. Baker, I should say, through hands onto Parkinson, who gets it further wide out to Reece Matthews. Matthews is tackled 10 metres out. They go from dummy half through. Cal Palmer Palmer trying and stretching everything for the line. He's held up over the line. He did ever so well there to get over, but couldn't ground it.
Gotta say, Jude's playing some high octane rugby there. The ball going right at speed upfield and then going from this left hand side right over to that far right hand side.
So they get the chance to go again here to Judes. Cassidy steps, comes down the right side. Perhaps the ball could have been slipped out there, but he took everybody on and was tackled, so it is going to be turnover. And I suppose after such, like you said, high octane sets, perhaps a bit of a meek
it fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah, perhaps a bit of a meek way to hand the ball over. But the only good thing is, look at where they've handed the ball over, though, inside the 10. Makes it difficult. They can probably put a bit of front loading into the defensive efforts. Here's Stanningley struggling to get out of their own 10 metre line.
Yes, some good defence here by St Jude's, backing things up.
And now Stanningley coming from dummy half, Alfie Peach. Nice little run from him, but some solid defence as well, to be fair. Townend is in at dummy half. He's complaining to the referee, nothing's coming, and they're going to kick from deep. It's a long kick from Stanningley. Parkinson shuffles across. Can he take it? He can't take it. The bounce evaded him.
Instead of 40-20.
He's ended up, he was trying to keep it in the end and couldn't get anywhere near it. It was a superb kick, that.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb kick from Stanningley, who now start this attack 20 metres away from the... Well, in fact, it's a 20-40, isn't it? They kicked it from inside the 120 there.
Good relieving kick, that. Because they were under a little bit of pressure there. Judes were putting some real pressure on that line.
Parker dummies, heads down the right side. Good run from him. Makes that 20 metre mark. Ball moved infield to Townend. Townend ships it to his left hand side. Picks up the run is Sam Savage. Sam Savage all wrestled by 3 players. The St Jude's defence doing its work. Townend's peeling off to the left hand side. Strode gets it, then feeds it to Townend. He sees there's a blind alley there and comes back to the right, and the referee penalises him because he's run behind one of his own players. It's a crossing movement.
Shame though, because it got in a good attacking space there.
It's almost like we say, isn't it? I'm always tempted, because I don't know about you, Steve. You know, when that, it was my granddad always called it. It's a shepherd. It's a shepherd.
Yeah, shepherd. Yeah.
And I've never seen any sheep at rugby league matches, and I've never actually seen a shepherd. I've seen a few players get hooked off, shall we say?
Yeah. We don't watch enough rugby in Yorkshire. That's why we know.
Here's Cassidy. Feeding the ball across to Baker. Baker's put down on the 40 metre line inside his own half. Quick play the ball. Fallon picks up. Passes to his right hand side. Here's Mackenzie Davis again. Davis, he'll make the halfway line. It's been a high tempo start, hasn't it, Steve? How long's gone in this game so far? It seems like we're
just coming up to 9 minutes back.
So I mean, it's 9 minutes. That's flown by as Lavin takes the ball in. Just for a second I thought he was going to pop up. I put something on the NCL Facebook page this morning about mullets across the NCL, wanting to see some good uns. We've got 2 of the best out here.
I'll tell you, yeah.
It's out on the right hand side. Great
good
movement.
Ball. Good ball.
Running chance here down that side by Harry Parkinson. He's tackled inside the 10.
The ball movement's absolutely superb from Judes.
Cassidy, long ball back to the middle. There's Mackenzie Davis again, put down 10 metres out. Right in front of the post. Options to left and right. He'll come to the left through Holt. Holt misses out 2 men. Goes to Brady. Brady puts it down. It's picked up by Lavin, who kicks it forward. Referee spotted a knock on, and I think he's right.
I think he's correct.
So it's going to be Stanningley to take possession. And Steve, I'm going to hand over to you just for a few minutes, just whilst I take some pictures.
Here we go. Machine gun Parkinson back to the rescue. So that's all. Stanningley getting back underway in their own 40 at the moment, working their way out, trying to move over to our left hand side. Tattle and brought down by 2 St Jude's players. Ball goes out to that left hand side, getting Jude's in really, really quick. Line speed is absolutely excellent. Ball comes out to this right hand side. Good drive in there. Ball goes out to the left hand side. Little chip kick. Taken over on the right hand side by Harry Parkinson. Brought down. Cassidy in at dummy half. Ball goes out. Parkinson from hold back, driving it in just over the halfway line. Again, looking to shape this ball out to this left hand side, coming out to the wing. Oh, nice save there by Reece McNally. Lavin in at dummy half. Ball goes out to this right hand side. Out to Cassidy, brings his man in. Drove into the good tackling there from Stanningley. Little kicking through the grubber there from Holt.
High tackle on Butterill there. Joey Brady was chasing through, perhaps just a little bit too eager on his challenge.
Yeah, it was a shame because he had some good pressure there. It was a good little kick.
The detail let him down in the challenge there, and as a result, they're going to be able to kick their way out of danger again. This could be heading our way, yes, Steve?
Yeah.
And it's gone
over the fence again.
Over the fence again.
So that's 2 for 2.
They're going to be thinking it's like sixes if you hit it over the fence here now, aren't they? So we're going to wait for the ball to reach our players again. Parker is who will try and tap it.
Ball going out to that far left hand side again, but brought down by 2 Judes. Referee saying never got to his feet.
Well, he might not have regained his feet, but he's not been penalised.
No.
It's been the holding down that's been penalised and the interference. So Butterill makes a much better. They're better kicking over there because they'll get the ball back.
That's right.
He's kicked down the other side, and we don't have the perimeter fences that go around that because we've got another pitch to kick into. So tap taken. This is Sykes. Sykes tackled on that 30-metre line for Stanningley. Picked up out of dummy half. I think it's like Josh Phillips who's gone on.
Yeah.
So an early change as well for Stanningley. Josh Phillips moving into the dummy half position. It's some holding down going on here. It's Stroud plays out to Townend. Townend chucking a couple of dummies, surging on. There is the challenge which goes in from Judes, tackling well inside their own 20. Once again, it's with Sykes. Sykes tackled in the end, just inside that 10-metre mark, just in front of the posts. Phillips moves it left. Stroud takes on the line.
Little ball.
Pop the ball out to Jack Vincent. Vincent, one upon to time a Ballor under 19 Yorkshire representative. Quick play down the left hand side. Oh, Davison just being held up. He smuggled the ball out. Referee says there's a knock on.
Oh, some good defence there. Needed it as well because he looked as though he was going to get in at that corner, Parky.
I'm not convinced that were a knock on, you know, Steve. He smuggled the ball out. It looked like it came backwards.
Yeah,
certainly from our position.
Yeah.
I'm sure that St Jude's aren't complaining. So it's still 0-0. If you just join us, welcome. This is the 13 Pro Am Community Rugby League show. We're live here and we're covering National Conference League Division 1 once more today, and we're over at Wigan St Jude's who are hosting Stanningley. So it's the new boys in National Conference League 2 from National Conference League 2 I should say, making their bow at home in the First Division. So St Jude's bringing the ball away confidently from their own end. Here's Hill, sets himself for a big drive and gets it as well. Controlled in the stop, however, by Jack Vincent. Referee again allowing a slower play of the ball, but Fatland darts out of dummy half, makes a good 10 metres, put down on that halfway line. Ball moved to
good charge
Cassidy.
down.
It's charged down. Townend gets on it. He's hacked it forward. Can it bounce up for him? Yes, he can. He's taking a run down the right hand side, taking on all comers. Eventually he's going to be put down, but he's been put down inside that 20-metre line, and they're on the front foot here, Stanningley. Can they make the most of it? They've had a tackle count wiped down as well. So ball moved into the middle. Long ball from Parker out to Stroud. Stroud keeps it moving left. Good ball from Butterill. Lovely hands, and they're diving in at the corner. Alex Ryan touches down. That was absolutely superb coming across to the left hand side. Harris Davison with almost a no-look pass to get the ball out there.
Yeah, coming on 15.5 minutes, Parker. Charge down there from Cassidy's field kick. And then it was, I think it was Luke Townend who went in there, managed to move the ball over to this far left-hand side, and going in was it Alex Ryan?
Alex Ryan, yeah. It was quite an athletic dive in the corner as well to make it 4-0 in favour of the visitors. So a kick to come from Parker. I think he kicked 3 goals last week, didn't he?
I think he did. Let me just check. He certainly did, yep.
That was as Stanningley won 26-16 against Kells.
Also gone on the score sheet for it with a try as well.
Can be fairly prolific himself, can Dean Parker.
He's way out there on that touch line.
To tell you what, he's got a great physique on him for a centre, hasn't he? It's no wonder that he does come up with points.
Yeah.
Because you do look at him and you think, he'd be hard to handle when he's running at you.
And you can see that he's got some pace in him, can't you? Got to say, they went over there in that corner where they nearly scored in the last sets when they were down at the Judes end. But yeah, both sides managing to get this ball over from side to side really quick. Ooh, low one. And it's unsuccessful. So 4 points still for Stanningley.
Yeah, good start to the game, this one. As you mentioned, really high octane stuff from both teams. I don't know whether you can say that's somewhat against the run of play, because it seems that we've been looking a lot towards more the end that St Jude's are attacking, really.
Yeah, but probably just slightly against the run of play. I think they were sort of starting to come back into it. But obviously fortuitous from a charge down to get the possession down that end. But as they say, look at the numbers on the board.
This will be a 55-metre kick. It's not on the halfway line. He sent it long. Oh, he's been allowed to bounce. That's a right trick shot from Cassidy, that. Maybe that's why it's his special spot when he kicks the ball from there. So it's going to be a drop out from under the posts.
So we could end up with this one again, Parky, by the looks of things.
I'm just getting ready.
Unless he puts it right downfield. Just trying to sort out who is going to take this kick.
Mackenzie Davis to thunder the ball back in. Judes are about 30 metres away from the line. Again, another strong carry through the middle from them. Baker plays it. Across it comes left to Holt.
Oh, good step.
He's growing in confidence. I've seen him a few times over the last couple of years, and he is starting to really, really settle into this Judes lineup, isn't he? Holt, the scrum half.
Yeah, very much.
Fallon. Long ball out to Cassidy. Cassidy further wide to Parkinson. Parkinson puts the brakes on. Steps back on the infield. Good running from him.
Beautiful feet.
Fallon from dummy half goes to Hill. Last tackle. Jude knocking on the door. Ball comes loose. Parkinson recovers it. Kicks it low. Brady's after it. Brady's chasing. It's going to beat everybody once again and go out for a 7-tackle set, this.
Yeah, it will be. Just a little bit too much weight on that kick from Connor Parkinson.
Come on, Real. Elliot, straight in, mate.
Elliot Garrido coming on. Swapping for, I think it's Josh Hill. Good drive up there, coming up to the 40-metre mark.
Yeah, and it's the substitute for Stanningley as well, Dion Henry. Big charge as well from fellow substitute Sam Peel. You know what? I'm going against your number 20s club. I'm joining the number 21s club. That's a superb run, that is.
Oh, good ball.
And it's a super ball down that side to Alex Ryan again. Just for a fraction of a second, gave him a running chance. Now they're trying to push him back and succeeding. But he's going to play it just on the edge of the 30-metre line. Ball comes in field. Quickly got rid of by Davison to that man Sam Peel again. And it takes 3 of them to put him down. Lightning quick play, the ball comes to the right hand side. Sykes, lovely pass out of the challenge to Dion Henry. Henry on the edge of that 20-metre line. They've run through the challenges though and the tackles, and it comes out to Townend on the right. He punts the ball high, and it's well taken.
Well taken.
Reece McNally pouches it on the full, and he's about 10 metres away from his line. So Judes looking to bring the ball away through Connor Parkinson now. Gets over that 20 metre line, does Parkinson.
Good drive up there. Defensive line intact for Stanningley. Oh, another charge down.
It's not a charge down, he's kicked it into the back of his own player.
Oh.
Yeah, he got it completely wrong there, did Fallon. Kicked it into the back of his own man, and it's going to be turnover, accidental offside, I feel. But he couldn't do much about it, he didn't know much about it.
There was a plethora of players there. Could have come off any bonnet, to be fair.
Phillips goes to that man, Dion Henry, who's been heavily involved since he's gone on.
He has.
This must be about his fourth carry. It's only been on 2 minutes. Off to the left it's moved. Stroud back over his shoulder looking for Sykes. Little step put in, but it doesn't take you anywhere. He's still put down 15 metres out from the line, but Stanningley attacking. They've got great field position. Peel running from deep, taking on Lavin. Rolled on his back. Lavin's done well to control that tackle, but he's now rolled off, and Peel plays it fairly quickly. Referee waves play on. Ball moved to the left-hand side through Stroud.
Left-hand side, yeah.
All the brakes got put on there from Davison. Davison to play this 10 metres out from the line. Infield to Sykes. Sykes dabbles it forward. It's eventually picked up by Lavin. He's another one of those players that's sporting a decent mullet.
Oh, yeah. It's like Ryan Pappenhausen land, isn't it?
Definitely is, yeah. Even amongst some of the youngsters around here as well. The mullet is in Wigan. Fallon awaits dummy half duties. Scoops the ball to his right. There is one of those aforementioned flying mullets, Danny Cassidy, throwing himself at the line. Are we going to see a fellow mullet involved? That's a great run. Is that Garrido? Elliot Garrido with the carry. I mean, that's a great carry, that. Just over his own 30 metre line. That's a much better kick forward from Fallon.
Yeah.
Taken on the full by Alex Ryan, the only try scorer of the game so far. He'll pound the ball back to on the 40 metre line. Tries to put the step on. He was able to put the brakes on really quickly there. Referee telling him he's pinched a couple of extra metres, telling him to play it again. He's still not happy with that, and to be fair, due to just playing on and tackling him anyway.
He's robbed the ball, sir. Yes, because you need to go back 10 yards to play the ball again.
So Ryan will play it for a third time. Ball scoots up by Phillips. Nice pass. He's under a bit of pressure though, to be honest, Stanningley. Going cross field and not so much forward at the moment. Looking to make amends now. And it's that man Dion Henry once again. Are we keeping a tally on his runs here?
I've got to say, he's been everything, hasn't he?
About his fifth run, fifth to sixth carry. Oh, there's a big challenge as well.
Sam Peel, is it?
Yeah, he's... Oh, we've got a 17 jumper out there as well, to be honest. And we've not got a 17 in our team sheet, so... yeah, we'll try and bring you up to speed with that. But Butterell, we do know about him, and that's a difficult kick. Oh, it'll just bounce away and it'll trickle over the dead ball line. I like the idea behind that one.
Yeah.
That could have gone anywhere, but Connor Parkinson will tap and run from his own 20 metre line. Targets some of the bigger players to run into as well. Never afraid to take on a bigger player or two. He'll play it to Fallon. He sends it left. Reece McNally, good carry.
Run.
And that's a good tackle as well from Dion Henry. Excellent run from Lavin. Oh, that's a poor pass. Kick forward. Townend was offside.
We're going to play it down over on our left hand side. Is it Joey Brady? So you know it's Dean Parker, I think.
Yeah, it's Dean Parker.
Yeah, under his ribs.
He's taking in a couple of big breaths there, isn't he? So our match official will just stop the clock for a moment, allow him to receive attention.
25 minutes gone, Parker.
So 25 minutes of the half gone, Steve. Where do you think this game is up to?
to be fair, it's even. It's even. It's got to be said. Possibly this latter 10 minutes, Stanningley have certainly had the better, but certainly the early, opening sort of barrages were certainly St Jude's. But it's well balanced. Well balanced.
Well, we wondered whether it was perhaps a rib injury. It looks more like an arm injury now. The physio just checking to see whether he'd still got feeling within his arms and any tingling.
Is it a stinger, as they say?
Holt kicks the touch. Ooh, just finds it. It's a great kick in the end, though.
So what can Judes do with this one?
Well, they're going to be inside the 20-metre line starting their set. So Holt moves forward. They could do with just picking up the pace a little bit again, Judes. Fallon handing the ball in field to Garrido. Good tackle from Phillips.
Very good defence.
I think you're right. I think Sam Peel is wearing number 17. And I think that the big fella on is Jamel Henry.
Yeah.
In the 21 jumper. Baker taking on all comers, forcing him back. It's going to be a slower play of the ball. Fallon picks up, sends it to the right. Cassidy short ball for Cal Palmer. Palmer trying to brush his way through the challenge, gets off one of them. The other two managed to stop him though. They're about 5 metres away from the line here, St Jude's. Ball moved to this left hand side. Baker and Holt and further out, but it's been intercepted here by Parker. Has he got any pace? Well, chasing back is Brady, and Brady brings him down after he's only able to make 20 metres on the intercept, but it's valuable possession, and Butterill will bring it forward over the 40. Brushes away from the first challenge before 2 and 3rd player come in to make the stop. In centre field, Stanningley. Townend moves it left. Run coming in from the second row, Jack Vincent. He clears the halfway line now, and Phillips moves into dummy half. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon as Pete takes a great run right out of the centre of the defence, trucks his way over the 40-metre line inside the St Jude's half. They continue going left. Stroud, it was a good ball, but it was put down by Davison. It was just a fraction in front of him. I blame that more on the runner than the pass.
Yeah,
I think on that occasion.
Got to say, Jude's putting some pressure over on that side, but ball going through hands again from Stanningley. Not frightened to try and get the ball over to Reece McNally on that left wing. They've had obviously a little bit of success over there, so I've been trying it again.
Big Ryan Duffy is on for St Jude's as well. He's packing down in the scrum. Jude's feed it, and it comes out.
It's
Cassidy who kicks it forward. They're chasing after it. Who's going to get it? It bounces up. They're going in. And it's Connor Parkinson who picks it up. It was all kicked forward by Cassidy. Nobody was at home at the back. Great bit of play. And when you've got someone with the pace of Connor Parkinson, then ultimately, at times, there's only one winner.
Gotta say, Parker, I've said time and time again, the rugby brain on Danny Cassidy is absolutely superb. So there was acres of space. As you say, Parkinson, no slouch at all. Ball straight there, lovely weighted ball. Parkinson getting up there along with, if I'm not wrong, was Joey Brady up there as well, competing for the same ball. But yeah, under the sticks, Cassidy to try and add the extras.
That try coming after 29 minutes.
Thereabouts, yes, Sparky, yeah.
And Cassidy with the conversion from right in front. I could actually see your stopwatch there for a change, Steve, so that's why I knew where we were on the scoreboard and with the clock and everything. And Cassidy's virtually sent that into the middle of Worsley Mains as he's converted. So they're in front, 6 points to 4.
And yeah, I've got to say, absolute class piece of rugby league there from Cassidy and Parkinson.
Thinking man's rugby league.
Yeah.
St Jude's in front by 6 points to 4. It's been a good game this so far, though.
It has, and as I say, that is, sort of not a biased reflection that it could have been the other way around so easily. There was the pass there that went astray about 5 minutes ago that took Stanningley in deep into the Jude's half, but he couldn't make anything of it. And obviously on the back of it, the Cassidy making them pay by putting Parkinson in under the sticks. Just waiting for
a kicking tee, I think,
for Butterell to get things underway.
Very close game. The sun has come out a little bit.
Yep, didn't want to mention it just in case. In fact, if I remember rightly, when we was here last time, the sun was absolutely cracking the flags.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous afternoon, that, wasn't it? Great afternoon for rugby. Once more,
good crowd as well.
He'll send this kick long. Cassidy's underneath it. Garrido, good run from him. Great run for Garrido again. He's come up with a couple of big charges, hasn't he? It's going on.
So. And that man, number 15, Dion Hendry, in there again, the tackling this time. Not shy of a bit of work.
Ryan Duffy with the next carry. He proved some stopping as well. Fallon turns the ball to his right hand side. Good run once again. They've managed to clear their lines really well, up to their own 40 now. Fallon out of dummy half, passes to his left to Baker, who steps a couple of players, brings it through the middle, gets over the halfway, gets to the 40 metre line as well. I can see why they wanted to bring him in.
Yeah.
Kicking on the right hand side is Cassidy, kicking for the touchline. It bobbles in behind Butterell. Butterell has some work to do, and he's been caught behind his own line. It's going to be a dropout from under the post. That was a pinpoint kick. I think initially he was looking for the touchline, but when it curved back in field, the chase was really good on it.
Yeah, beautifully weighted. As you say, I think he was going for touch, but as you say, the bounce of a rugby ball you can't judge for. And Stanningley have got to drop out from underneath the post.
It's going to be Stroud to drop us out. Gets a bit of distance with it as well. It'll clear the 40 metre line. Holty's underneath it. Here's Ryan Duffy. Whoa, big charge, big collision. That tackle measured on the Richter scale. Yeah. Play the ball to come in. 25 metres away from the line. Fallon picks up.
Good ball again.
There's Baker. Running, twisting, spinning. Getting involved just before was Adam Lavin. Fallon sends it right. Cassidy, little kick through the line. Will it sit up? It will sit up. They're going to score.
It certainly is, yeah.
And it's awarded. I think it's Palmer who scored. Not 100% sure on that one. Just going to try and clock his number. So you clock the time and I'll clock the number.
Yeah, 33 minutes gone. Again, a lovely little kick by Cassidy, that little grubber. Gently weighted into that try area, and they've gone in it again. Judes got a little bit more of a zip in the step since that last try, so obviously that's going to make them even more a dangerous set. Cassidy just setting up to try and add the extras.
Yeah, it was Kyle Palmer who has scored that try, so really good play. They've gone in front here now of Judes, or they've continued stretching their advantage, I should say. Currently 10 points to 4.
Gotta say, Stanningley should have really have cleared the lines there, but it was a little bit scrappy in some sense, and they didn't get there. And obviously, you said Cal Palmer getting in there. In comes Cassidy, and it's successful.
12 points to 4 now in favour of Wigan St Judes. Scoreline, I think, will please the coaching staff. About 6 minutes away from the break as well, Steve.
Yeah, certainly got a spring in the step, as I said. Judes. What can Stanningley do to get back into this? Because it's, as I say, it's not as though it's not an even and balanced contest. It's that Judes have took the chances. So again, Butterell setting the kick up, ready to restart things.
Is this going to be down to Cassidy again? He's found him. Garrido, good run from Garrido. Lifted in the challenge, but still managing to pick up the meters.
Yeah, very good yards.
And then the ball is played behind Duffy. To the centre, number 3, Reese Matthews. Fallon out to Parkinson. Connor Parkinson stepping past one, stepping past two. Caught by Parker on this right side.
His balance is absolutely unbelievable, isn't it, Parker?
Brady, another good carry from him. He's another player that's a very balanced runner. Gets over the halfway line. Brought down by Townend. Second time of asking.
Question, was there a trip there in that tackle there earlier on?
I'm not convinced, to be honest. Here's Cassidy, drops it back over his shoulder to Baker. Baker has to put the brakes on, go back the other way. Did well there not to give away the penalty. That's brains. That is all his experience there, Baker. Remember seeing him as a really young player for Inchroad Bridge. As Cassidy plays it on the right hand side, it goes further down that way, but there is a forward pass somewhere in that movement.
It was close. It was close. That was really in level to where I am. That was very close.
That's Harry Parkinson, by the way.
So it's turnover. It's Stanningley to get things underway with Butterill. Lost through to Winger McNally. It's tattled and brought to ground.
You know what? I think we mentioned. So there has been a change which will bring you up to speed with probably at half time, because there's somebody on this St Jude's bench that wasn't on the team sheet. So Phillips gets over the halfway line for Stanningley. Still stretching his way forward within the challenge of three players. Off to the left, it's moved by Peach. And the kick comes in, chasing after it well. The bounce comes up in favour of Stanningley. Here's Ryan. Ryan goes for the posts. He's wrestled down. It was great play, to be honest, from Jack Vincent on that left-hand side. In front of the post here, Stanningley. Oh, they look to go the direct route, but the two players weren't on the same wavelength, and Dion Henry puts it down. Probably his first mistake.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame there, Parker, because they're in a good area to try and put some pressure on. Still got some in a good area. What can they do here? Can they put a good defensive set on in this six?
There's Parkinson skipping away from a couple of defenders once again. 30 metres from his own line. McNally follows up. Reece McNally reaches that 40. We've got Depp Parkinson on the field now. He's took over dummy half duty. He links with Ryan Duffy. Good run from Duffy. Parkinson again goes to his right side. Scattering run comes in from St Jude's. Good 15 metres gained on that carry. Play the ball. It's out on the right with Cassidy. Cassidy pumps this ball high.
Oh, good save. Good save there by Reece McNally.
Ryan.
Sorry, Alex Ryan,
Yeah, Stanningley back in possession. Once again trying to keep this ball alive, but the defence is hungry of Judes. Still 12 points to 4 in favour of St Jude's. 5 metres away from their own line here, Stanningley under some pressure. Townend tries to make the metres, and they've got him right underneath his rib cage, and I've pushed him almost to the in-goal area. Play the ball comes in. Here's Ruan. There is a penalty heading to Stanningley here because Townend was upended.
That was interesting, I must admit. I don't know why we ended up ended. Because he played the ball and did come away.
Strode to get this penalty to touch.
You're right, Parky. Sykes and Stroud have certainly sort of swapped places. Yeah, very much so, yeah.
It gives them a bit of a changing point of attack, to be honest, Stanningley, so you can see why they're doing it, and they're both highly skilled players as Jack Vincent takes that carry. Stands and plays it on the 40 metre line. Here's Dion Henry again. Big carry from him. Touch judge has raised his flag. He's spotted something.
Does he give knock on?
Well, we don't know what he's given because he's just raised his flag, and the referee will go over and have a chat with him now. Penalty goes the way of Stanningley. High tackle. So Stroud has the option to kick downfield again, and will gain his side 15 metres without him having to do anything. Davison to tap this one. We're approaching half time. Here would be the perfect time for Stanningley to score.
We're actually playing time added on at the moment now, Parky, in this first half.
Davison taps, feeds it to Stroud. Stroud puts it in field. Here's Ruan, got the ball back off Dion Henry. Ruan put down 30 metres out from the line. Can they get something before the break? Butterill spins the ball out. Davison turns it back in field. He's very scrappy. He put the ball down. Well, I like the ambition, but again, perhaps the skill level didn't match the ambition.
Yeah, I think at times you've got to get your basics right, haven't you, Parky? I mean, they're trying a little bit too fancy, I think, at the end of the day.
And they're trying a bit too hard, aren't they, to come up with something. I think like you said, the simple plays are often the better ones, aren't they, in rugby league?
Yeah.
You've got to be really highly skilled if you're gonna carry off some of the movement that Stanningley are trying to do, and I applaud them for it, because they are trying to entertain the crowd. They're trying to play a really good brand of rugby. Here's Holt kicking long from the base of the scrum again. Butterill is chasing back for it though. There's Reece McNally chasing after it. Butterill will pass it for Ryan. Ryan takes on Connor Parkinson. Connor Parkinson trying his best to wrestle the ball out. At that rate, he'll end up bouncing him off the ground, to be honest. But the referee's whistle sounds. It is half time. It is 12 points to 4. And it is 2 tries in favour of Wigan St Judes, both converted by Cassidy. So it was Stanningley who got underway a little bit quicker. Certainly they got the scoreboard moving after 15 minutes through Alex Ryan. Then we had a try after 29 minutes when Cassidy kicked forward from a scrum. Connor Parkinson won that race to touchdown under the post. Cassidy converted. And then just 4 minutes later, it was Cassidy at the hub of things again, drilling his kick low. And Cal Palmer touchdown for Cassidy to convert. 12 points to 4, Steve.
Yeah, and again, it's been quite well balanced. Obviously, those two tries come in a little bit later on for Judes. But up till then, it had been really well balanced. Judes have probably got the tails up. Now they're in front. Stanningley, though, just need to regroup. And I still think they've got a lot to offer in this second half.
Do stay with us. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes' time.
Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show. Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show. Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Yeah, so the team just having a break, obviously, for half time here. Staying out on the pitch. Over on the far side is Stanley Ash Goulding in the middle, just talking to them, giving them their orders, what they need to do to get back into this game in the second half. Dave Myersko going over to his team, and I'm sure he's telling them to let's have a little bit more of the same. Stanningley coming over now to get things ready to kick things off for this second half. We're just trying to have a little bit of a sort out to us what the bench is for St Jude's at the moment. So, hope you're enjoying the coverage on 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Live. Don't forget, if you are enjoying it, just give that like button a bit of a smash, and let's know how many of you are listening to us on this Saturday afternoon. Mr. Parkinson still in the midst of writing his next edition of Harry Potter by the looks of things. And St Jude's coming up to get this second half underway. Leading at the moment. So yeah, good crowd here as well this afternoon. Weather's holding off. Everybody enjoying themselves, and I'm watching a good game of rugby league. So Parky's going to join us in a second. Just waiting for Josh Hill to join the party. Then the numbers have levelled up.
So just at the start of this second half, Aaron Smith is the guy that's been called up, who is wearing the number 17 jumper for Wigan St Judes, who got on late in that first half. Just had to go and double check and make sure we were going to be calling the right person out. I like to be as accurate as I can.
Oh yeah.
You know me, Steve. So 12 points to 4, 2 converted tries for Wigan St Judes, the 1 unconverted try for Stanningley. I've only got 1 score from half time across the National Conference League to bring to you, and it is Hunslet 6, Thatto Heath Crusaders 24.
Ooh, that's a biggie considering what Thatto Heath were like last week. But let's see how the second half goes on in that and the rest of the games.
Well, yeah, I don't think they played last week, did they?
Was it last?
It was the week before they got nilled, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they didn't have a game last week. Yeah.
So Cassidy is just waiting the nod from the referee. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. It's always a pleasure for us to bring you National Conference League Rugby League live. And away we go for the second half. Stanningley with first use of possession, taken by Butterell. This is Jermaine Ruan. Good run to the edge of the 20-metre line. Butterell jogs into dummy half, sends the ball left. There's the try scorer Ryan for them. Nice stepping
good
run.
Step, yeah.
Creates a little bit of space for himself and eventually makes it over the 30-metre line.
Got to say, he steps really well off that left foot there.
Yeah, he's got a great movement, hasn't he? As Alfie Peach puts this ball left. Phillips following up. He's been heavily involved, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I know initially did his stint at dummy half, Josh Phillips, but now seems to have moved to a more loose forward position. Here's Ruan. Big call from the touchline just to our right hand side for a forward pass. I'm not convinced. Can I say that? I noticed you didn't agree with me there, Steve.
I'm staying out of it.
Dion Henry to play this ball 40 metres away from the Judes line. The ball goes up high from Butterell.
Oh, Connor Parkinson taking it really, really well there.
Yeah, poached it really confidently, and then they tackled him in the air. I think there was 1 or 2 players offside as well, to be fair, so it was one of 2 offences that our referee Liam Breeny could penalise for. So this is a get out of jail free card for St Jude's. Kick forward by Adam Holt. Impressed me with his link up play in the first half, Holt.
Yeah, that's done really well.
He's going to get this opportunity to tap the ball as well. He's infield to Deck Parkinson. Big run again from Garrido. Aaron Smith to the right of this ruck. He's a huge character, is Aaron Smith.
Big lad.
Represented Lancashire once upon a time. Played in the academy setups once upon a time as well for Lee and St Helens. Tackle comes in from Stanningley. They are defending well, but then Ruan just puts a little bit of a knee into Baker. There was no need for it. Here's Cassidy waiting for Parkinson to arrive. That is almost a replica of the movement they scored off to win the game against Shaw Cross last
right,
year.
yeah.
However, they're a bit further away from the line as Cassidy kicks forward over the top. Butterell's got to come for it. It's a good take from the full-back as well. He's been good at the back, hasn't he? He's been solid.
Really good.
And now Ryan, unable to get away from the defence, who control him and are sending him back towards his own in-goal area. It is going to be a dropout from underneath the post.
Really good defence there from Judes. As I said, the tail's up at the moment. See if they can get this ball back and add extras to the score. Got a bit of an injury at the moment to looks like Alex Ryan.
Well, he was the guy who got pushed back to his own line, to be honest. So I'm not surprised that he's feeling the after effects of it. Cal Palmer's come right back to just in front of us. Scored the second try, of course, to Cal Palmer. Also represented England Community Lions a couple of years ago, under 17s level. Long restart. Lavin takes it on the full. He'll now pick his spot and charge back in. Good run. The 30 metres away from the line here, St Jude's. Holt works dummy half. Passes in field. Picks all the running up Mackenzie Davis. Him and Garrido look very, very similar, but I know Garrido's off the field. Parkinson sends it right to Baker. Baker links with Cassidy. Cassidy further wide to Connor Parkinson, who then fires it further wide indeed. But Harry Parkinson knocks on, and then there's players piling in from all ends. I'm not sure what you can see from your position, Steve.
Very little at Parky because we've got a plethora of players in front of us.
Yeah, got a couple of players in front of us who, let's be honest, are far bigger than I am. Even on my tiptoes, I can't see over the shoulders.
The referee just having a word with the Stanningley side at the moment, explaining things. So just coming up to 5 minutes played into this second half.
Currently 12 points to 4 if you're just joining us. 2 tries in that first half for Wigan St Jude's, which came within 4 minutes of each other. 29 and 33 minutes respectively. That came after a 15-minute opener for Alex Ryan for Stanningley. Still 12 points to 4. Penalty will go the way here to Wigan St Jude's for a tackle off the ball. Cassidy looked like he weren't expecting it. He looked like he was waiting for it to go against St Jude's.
I think a lot of the Judes were not too sure there. Cassidy having a little bit of banter with the Stanningley side. And the ball's out. Ball comes inside to Smith.
Can't miss him, can you, Smith? No. He's about 6'4". Knock on from Brady. He was through the line. Had he taken that in, he was sailing over for a try there, wasn't he?
Some lovely hands.
Little story about Aaron Smith. So as I mentioned, he went on tour with Lancashire Barlow back in 2019 to Serbia. The team played 2 games while they were over there. One against Red Star Belgrade and one against like a Serbian select. So the first game, it's a Wednesday night, and all the opposition players picked a name for him. They called him Ivan Drago.
I can understand why.
He's towering and he's a massive presence, isn't he, Aaron Smith? Here's Ryan on the edge. Just controlled, put to deck.
Good tackle by Cassidy.
About 30 metres away from the line. Ball turned in field. Here's Sykes having to do the rough and tough stuff. Upended as well is Sykes. Phillips. Good run from Phillips as well. He's not the biggest of players, is he, Phillips? No. Certainly plays above his weight. Who are next up to take the battle forward for Stanningley, who are still inside their own half. Aaron Smith is all wrapped up in the challenge. Ruan pushes out. And there is Dion Henry. I like what I've seen of Henry. He's been really good for Stanley.
He's not frightened of business, is he?
Butterell moves the ball.
And the ball straight out. Ball bobbled there. So
I mean, if anything, I think Butterill was caught in two minds. He thought, should I kick it or should I pass it? So he ended up passing it, and it wasn't the best of passes. And then I think the player outside him put the kick in and ended up being a shocker.
Yeah. So Josh Hill is back on the pitch, and Kenny Baker's second arrest.
What a 50-minute stint it's been for him, to be honest. Or 47-minute stint, I think it is officially. Good run from Brady, gets over the halfway line. 3 men put into the stop, and he's driven back. He, as Steve mentioned, didn't like it as well, did him. And then it's out on the left-hand side with Lavin. One of the 2 mullets in the side. He wins a penalty.
Lavin just down on his haunches at the moment.
Yeah, he's feeling the after effects of that, isn't he, Adam Lavin?
I'd say it's not like him to stay down.
So we think what's happened is that Adam Jones, who was warming up with Wigan St Judes before, he's not actually made the team. So as a result, it was Adam Lavin who started in that second row, and Aaron Smith moved on to the bench.
I see.
So I think that's why we've got the change in the team that we have. So Det Parkinson taps. Here's Holt, spins it out to Danny Cassidy. Cassidy making the break. Up to the 30, beyond the 40, sorry, up to the 30. Now he's pushed back towards that 40-metre line. Penalty will go the way of St Jude's. Cassidy goes after him to thank him for giving the penalty away.
Got to say,
he's a cheeky character.
Connor Parkinson is always on that right hand shoulder of Cassidy as he's going, certainly on this right hand wing.
It's Hill. Good drive from him, taking on Phillips. Eventually they pick him up, and they were splitting his legs then. I was worried what we were going to see, but the ball moved down this right hand side to Danny Cassidy, who links with Connor Parkinson, who steps back and takes the inside track, gets away from one, bursts into the backfield, feeds it out. Oh, it's going to be a try for Wigan St Judes. And following up at the shoulder of Connor Parkinson, his brother Harry, and he goes in for what could prove an important score for St Judes. It stretches the advantage, Steve, out to 16 points to 4.
Yeah, just over 10 minutes gone in this second half, Parker. Lovely little play there. As I said, that drop-off pass from Danny Cassidy to Connor Parkinson. Nimble feet going through there, and then putting the ball through to, as you say, to brother Harry, who has gone in just on this about 10 yards in from the right-hand touchline. Cassidy to take the kick.
He sounded like he was doing something off The Sopranos there. It's Harry.
Harry.
It was Harry. That's good. Harry scoring. I probably sounded more excited than that as well, to be fair. So conversion to come from Cassidy. Currently 16 points to 4, like I said. In the context of the game, that's a really important next score, that, isn't it?
Very much. Stanningley have got to get into this game. They certainly this second half, they've just not got at any metres and not spent any time in the Judes half. Judes have put some real pressure on, defended well, and obviously now getting the benefits. Cassidy comes up.
He's just to the right hand side of the post. 16-4. He's still in the game. Only 12 points to gap. For Stanningley, of course.
So what can Stanningley do here to try and get back into this game?
Might try taking a few more pictures here, Steve.
He actually did a wedding at half time, would you believe?
That's why I was missing. I'd heard there was something happening at St Jude's Church, and I went over.
So full-back Butterill to get things underway. And off they go. Cassidy underneath it. Ball to Connor Parkinson, making good meters as usual. Brought to ground. just on the 40 metre line. Drive comes through again, good metres found by the number 8, Mackenzie Davis. Up to just short of the halfway line. Referee says knock on.
Yeah, Garrido just nudged it forward into the onrushing defence.
Making easy metres there though, I've got to say. Really, really easy metres. Scrum down, head and feet to Stanningley. Luke Townend to feed. Just waiting for his pack to settle down. All goes in, held in the scrum. Townend just pushing forward, brought to the ground.
Up, good run from Peach that. Alfie Peach getting over the 20 metre line. Ball moved in field. Stockman Henry again. Wins the penalty, does he? Yes, he does.
For,
I think it was an attempted ball steal, hitting over the top of the ball. That seemed to be the decision.
an attempted ball steal.
Well, he's like lashed out at the ball, to be honest. So yeah. Here's Ruan. 10 metres out from the line. They'll push forward here. Will Stanningley moving the ball left through Stroud and onto Butterill. He puts the brakes on, goes back to the right. Gets away from Deck Parkinson. Twice he gets rid of him. Eventually, they bring him down through Cal Palmer. Stroud. Dummy half duties for him. Links with Phillips. A clash of the two 14s there on the field. Directly in front of the post. They need something here, really, to Stanningley. It's the first time they've been down there. Henry, it was a lovely little pass as well, but it's been put down. And here's Townend taking them all on. He'll go through like a hot knife through butter. Townend picking up Stanningley's second try, makes it 16 points to 8 with the kick to come.
Yeah, just coming up to 15 minutes gone in this second half. Got to say the Townend, like just from the base of the scrum, they put on a bit of a move. Ball held in the scrum, came out to Townend. A couple of tackles later, nimble-footed, has gone through the defence and just to the left-hand side of the post, ready for the conversion to be added by number 4, Dean Parker.
Well, I've got to say, as far as we're concerned, Steve, it probably needed a Stanningley try next in the game, didn't it, to keep it in the contest, and certainly a conversion here would bring them back within 6 points for Stanningley.
And to be fair, Park, in this second half, that's the first time they've been spent any real time in the Judes half.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Stanningley getting themselves back within a score, providing he can add this, and Parker does just that. What's the old saying? Straight over the black dot. I noticed looking at these H's, there is no black dots.
No black dots, yeah.
So I'm going to have to come up with something different here, Steve. I can't use that one.
Hey, diddle diddle right down the middle.
You've been watching some Australian commentary,
I'm not saying anything.
That's what you've been doing.
They're switched on here, come on!
Well, Cassidy just getting the kicking scene, ready to get things back underway.
I didn't realise I was working with Rabbits Warren today.
That's the one, yeah. Cassidy gets the ball up, finds the ground, ball bounces. Judes are up there. Stanley play the ball, comes out to this left hand side. Newman again. Has he got through? Finding some really, really good yards there at Townend.
He's dangerous,
he
is. When he takes
certainly the
second
second half, he's done that a lot more. Parker's certainly taken the line on.
Big carry from Jamal Henry. Phillips moves it to the other Henry Dion. Does well, offloads as well. Here's Phillips. Phillips bursting down the middle. Getting over the 40. Last tackle signalled here. Where's this kick going to go? Are they even going to kick it? There's a player down injured. Cal Palmer. Yeah. He's reaching for his knee. And it is a knee that is heavily strapped, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can can imagine how frustrating this is, though, from an attacker's point of view, because Stanley have got themselves in a really good position, and certainly one of the guys that's more frustrated is the winger in front of us, Alex Ryan. He couldn't believe that it wasn't getting played. Palmer getting patched up. Gets to his feet, shakes it about a bit.
Shakes it off.
There's no hokey-cokey this time.
No magic sponge.
Comes to the left. Stroud gets his kick away despite the attentions of Det Parkinson. Oh, it's a great take, that. Ball went high up in the air and Harry Parkinson took it in.
Superb take.
Cassidy attacks from dummy half, picks up a good 8 to 9, 10 metres, 12 metres he has got now. Some good wrestling in that challenge, to be fair. Connor Parkinson at dummy half. Reece McNally awaiting his duties. Knew he was going to get battered and was duly battered. Det Parkinson. This time brings it right. This time brings in Cal Palmer, who just a few seconds ago was receiving attention.
Couldn't walk.
Just shows you the magic work that physio staff and medical staff do on rugby league pitches, that, doesn't it? Last tackle has been reached for St Jude's. They'll kick on the front foot, they'll chip over the top from Cassidy, well taken in. And again, he's outstanding this afternoon, is Dion Henry for Stanningley. So 16 points to 10. I think Cassidy heard a comment from the touchline and then started telling people why he kicked it in that position, and now they've given away a penalty. Sometimes this happens though in rugby league matches, doesn't it? A team is on the front foot, they're starting to link things together, then one error turns into another error, turns into a penalty.
Yeah, and I think with only having that one score lead now just makes it a little bit...
they look nervous.
Yeah, and Stanley are starting to get into the game. So number 3, Harrison Davison to play the ball.
Stroud feeds it infield to Sykes. Sykes carries Stanley over that 40-metre line. Some size coming back onto the field for St Jude's with Ryan Duffy going in front of us. In fact, everybody's going on. It looks like the full 4 substitutes are going on. Certainly going down the touchline. Oh, and a good ball from Stroud out to Sykes, who manages to smuggle the ball out to Butterill, who links with Henry. Henry goes for the post, goes for the line, scores. Deserved that. That is a brilliant try for Stanningley. He was never ever giving up there, was he?
No, just coming up to 21 minutes in the second half.
Dion Henry has been absolutely magnificent for Stanningley.
Yeah. And right under the non-existent black dot there, Parky, making this kick a lot easier for Dean Parker. Just lining things up. And this will, if it takes this will even the score?
Yep. Just so as our listeners know, draws count in the National Conference League. So whilst we're in other rugby league competitions, you've got to go into extra time and golden point, but if it's level at full time,
can't see this being a draw, Parky, somehow, honestly. I can't.
You don't think?
No.
You don't think? Anyway, at the moment, we're level. 16-all, the kick is successful.
And I'm sure Stanningley's tail will be up right now on those back-to-back tries there. And as I said, I think that's what 2 ventures into the Judes half come up with points, more or less.
They've done exactly what you said that they'd be looking to do, though.
So, at least for an interesting last quarter of this game. So, quadruple substitution.
Yeah, it's a big roll of the dice, that, isn't it? It's sticking all your 4 subs on at once.
Probably need it freshening up though, Parker, because certainly Stanningley starting to get back on top, as you said. Cassidy underway. Townsend underneath. Brings in that man again. Try scorer.
It's another brilliant run,
Dion
isn't
Henry.
it? Another great run from Henry, that one.
Good drive inside.
Jamal Henry, that one. Now Phillips to keep this ball moving to the left. Sykes, all controlled. They'll be happy with the progress that they're making. Already up towards the 40-metre line. Butterill drops it back over his shoulder. He is always making himself available, isn't he?
And as I say, he's not frightened to work, is he, at all?
You know who he reminds me of? Jamie Jones Buchanan, because he's always there.
Yeah.
Kick comes in.
Oh, stays in.
Oh, work to do for Parkinson, and he does it with great aplomb. Put down though. 15 metres out from his own line. Can they get away from this position? Harry Parkinson just on the edge of his own 20-metre line. Cassidy, he moves the ball left to McNally. Set himself for the big drive. Referee has paused proceedings here. What's he spotted? I think there's some blood on his face there for McNally. It's either that or he's grown a red beard in the last 40 minutes.
He's got dyed his beard for red nose day, I think. He's not an existent beard, that is.
Yeah, it's a red nose that he's got. A bit of claret.
Yeah.
16 points each. Tell you what, we have some good games, don't we, here when we bring our coverage on the 13 Pro and Mixler channel. Hope you're enjoying our chat and our commentary this afternoon. It's an enthralling game in Division 1. 16 points each between these two sides. You can't even split them with a cigarette paper at the moment. Here's Duffy. Big charge forward. Ryan Duffy to play this. To Fallon.
He's a big unit, Duffy, isn't he?
Fallon moves it to Cassidy. Cassidy kicking from outside. He's 40. But it is a good kick. It's a long one. It'll bounce in behind Ryan, who watches it all the way before collecting
What's
it.
the chase like?
It's a good chase, but he's got away from two of them and makes it 10 metres from his own line.
Yeah,
good play all round.
Well done from Ryan. Cracking kick from Cassidy again.
Here's Butterill running inside his own 20. In fact, no, this is Butterill now. I think that was Davison who took the carry. Oh, the challenge came in over the top on Dylan McAndrew. Oh, here's half a break from that man Parker. He'll look to play. Townend juggles with it. Phillips on this last tackle moves into dummy half. Ball goes to the left. Kick comes in from Stroud. Oh, it's a midfield bomb. There's nobody here, and it bounces in front of us and into touch. Unfortunately for young Ryan, who was chasing after it, he was waiting for the bounce.
Good kick chase pressure there from Judes, though.
You nearly went for that ball, then, Steve. I saw that.
I'm in it, yeah. There's space down this right-hand side of the wing.
So Judes back in possession. 40 metres away from their own line. Good carry, that. It's a very, very slow play the ball, but then it's been slow play the balls all day, hasn't it? Really,
it has been a bit scruffy in and around play the ball.
Brilliantly.
Nice ball.
Slips it out superbly to Holt, who's on the charge down the left-hand side. Makes it as far as the 30-metre line, 10 metres in from touch. He'll stand and play this.
Looks like is it Holt? Has he got an injury? He's played the ball though.
Aaron Smith, big run. Good 15 metres gain there from Smith. Fallon moves it into the centre field. Baker keeps it out, moves it to Cassidy, who then finds Connor Parkinson.
Just couldn't take the ball in there.
You know what, though? That is some brilliant defence from Harrison Davison, though.
Yeah, I think they've sussed out that Cassidy Parkinson combo on this right hand side, and they're putting the pressure right on there straight away.
Still, the closeness of this contest is palpable.
Yeah.
16 points each. How long left, Steve? What are we thinking of? About 15 minutes?
Thereabouts. We've got 27 minutes have gone.
Probably a couple of minutes to add for stoppages as well.
And it looks like Holt's coming off, having a breather. Took a bit of a knock there. Just walking a little bit on the slow side.
To be fair, they could be. He needs to hurry up because they're attacking this side of the field. Rugby league, it's so unforgiving. Stanningley still in possession. Sykes to play it. Ball moved infield to Henry. Gets between two defenders. Good yards towards the middle of the field. Peach. Now Savage on the halfway line. Aaron Smith all over the top, but he's got away from that. Quick play the ball. Peach attacks. It's a good hit and a good carry forward from dummy half from Alfie Peach as well. Last tackle signalled here. Townend looks around. Stroud has it in centre field. Sends it high. A tester for Parkinson. Two players come for it. Parkinson emerges with it. Stroud wraps him up.
Good
manages
defence.
to force him backwards.
Good defence.
So they've lost about 5 metres from where he actually poached the ball, and Rhys McNally gains those metres back, and there's an almighty collision between two players there.
It wants Stroud, is it?
Yeah. Now Aaron Smith just trying to target an angle in behind the dummy half. Gains some metres. Savage pushed out again there. Good ball on Baker.
Just couldn't keep his feet.
Great ball there from Rhys Matthews. They'll continue bringing the ball down this right hand side. Cassidy kicking on the front foot. It goes in behind Butterill. Is there too much bounce on it? No, there isn't. He's taking it about 2 metres from his own line. Runs across field. Links with winger McAndrew. McAndrew brings it back, and he's tackled about 10 metres from his own line. Now the other winger, Ryan, he's forced backwards. There's 4 players.
Settle 4 in there,
Duck into the defence there for Wigan St Jude. Still 16 points each. This game could go anywhere. Butterill trying to get away from McNally. Eventually has to yield to the challenge. They'll be really happy with what they've done so far in this set.
Don't do anything silly. That's what we don't want. Don't give them cheap metres or an easy way out of there.
Savage, just 15 metres away from his own line. Townend. Lovely
He's
set.
elusive, isn't he?
Slips the ball out. Referee says there's a knock on. It was always looking a little bit scruffy. McAndrew had a devil's own job to try and get on the end of that one, and I suppose that's the benefit of some really good and energetic defence.
Yeah, that's what they needed, just to up that tempo. I think putting those 4 on, Parky, I know you said it was a bit of a gamble, but I think that's just given that little bit of an impetus, and from a defensive point of view, they've managed to put the pressure on there and have come up with the knock-on from Stanningley.
Garrido has gone onto the field. Back onto the field, I should say. They attack the blind side. Brady out to McNally. McNally for the corner.
Wonderful setup.
Move from the scrum, and McNally crosses at the corner. That was a beautiful set-up play, wasn't it?
Yeah, 30 minutes gone there, Parker, and again from the scrum, the ball's gone out to that left-hand side at speed, and as you said, Rhys McNally's gone in there to put Judes in front. Difficult kick here or a tricky kick for Cassidy, but I'm sure he'll give it his best as he always does.
Glad that you're enjoying our coverage back with wherever you're listening to us from. We've got selected games from the National Conference League that we're going to be bringing you, as many as we can through the season. Our next game, by the way, is over at Lee East next week when they take on Millom in Division 3. Division 3, of course, majorly getting underway today, and a big mention for Keighley Albion because they are hosting debut. National Conference League Rugby League for the first time in over 25 years.
Or as Rabbits would say, on debut.
Debut.
Danny Cassidy just weighing things up there. Can he get this to increase Jude's lead?
Been kicking him for fun in rugby union over the close season.
Oh,
he should get 3 for that.
Yeah, I always say that. I've always said that.
Ball bounces out. So it remains 20 points to 16. Ooh. I'm going to put you under pressure here, Steve.
Yeah.
Who's winning this one?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think Jude's probably got that impetus at the moment. Ken Stanningley. Hopefully this Stanningley won't put Stanningley down on him, but obviously with having Dion Henry still on the pitch, anything could happen here, couldn't it?
It's Butterill just having a bit of a giggle with a couple of his own teammates before getting underway. You know, this is what I love about Community Rugby League as well. You see the banter, don't you, happening? You don't see this in Super League. Ball poached by Cassidy. He launches Garrido back towards the line. What a run.
Good drive.
Out to the 20. He'll play this now to Dec Parkinson, who picks up. Goes to Harry Parkinson.
Good step.
Everywhere you look, there's a Parkinson this afternoon. On this right side with Palmer. It's like P-Force coming out of their own end. Palmer eventually plays it. Now Duffy. Big carry from him.
Duffy shaped to pass there, didn't he?
Yeah. And the thing is, he's got that little subtlety in his game. Set restart. Baker. Another solid carry. Wrestle to the deck by Savage. Who else is there but Henry? Garrido, big charge through the middle off Fallon's ball. Those are big yards in the context of this game.
They're using the big men down the middle for this this charge up. Is it going to go out to this right-hand side with Cassidy? Oh no, he takes it to the left.
Yeah, Dec Parkinson looked to link with his brother Connor. They missed it. It's been picked up by Stanningley. Ball back on the inside to Townend. Townend gets over the halfway line, looking around for support. Eventually he's put down, but we play on, and Stanningley look to get on the front foot. Here is that man Henry slipping the ball out. It comes to this left-hand side. Vincent. You don't have to be called Jack to play in the back row, but it helps you from Stanningley, because we said about you can't move on this field for a Parkinson, you can't move on this field for a Jack, to be honest, for Stanningley. But here is Butterill back over his shoulder to Jack Sykes. Did well to ride the challenge. Gets out to the right hand side. Oh, it's another good run coming in down that side. They're not done yet, are they?
No,
Jack
not at all.
with an excellent carry down that right side. Infield, it's moved. Sykes to Savage. Savage to the edge of the 20-metre line, just a tad beyond. 3 players into the stop for Wigan St Judes. 16 points to 20. Stanningley trails. Stroud plays it off to Townend. He spins. Garrido half gets him. The tackle is completed, however, by the number 3 Reece Matthews, who's come up with a couple of important stops in the last couple of minutes. Now it's run forward from dummy half, a real good raid, but Alfie Peach is just stopped short, and it's going to be a turnover. There's players strewn all over this park into the last 10 minutes of play, and my goodness, it's been a game that has certainly lived up to expectations. It's no wonder there's players there.
I've got 35 minutes gone, Parky, so it's well into the last 10 hours.
Judes trying to control this as best as they can. Ryan Duffy and Aaron Smith coming off, so some of that size that has done Jude so much good. Off the bench, now off the field. There's Connor Parkinson. No thoughts to his self-preservation there. To the edge of the 10-metre mark. He'll stand and play this. Ball moved out to the left. Oh, it was a real dodgy pass for Baker. He's done so well to stick hold of that, because it was an awful pass.
It was.
It had a blue flashing light on it.
So they've got to get back to
he slipped the ball out as well. I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but Connor Parkinson following up. They just need to control the ball, to be honest, to St Jude's.
Calm down.
What is he doing, trying to pass the way out of trouble? It feels like watching Cameroon in a football match. Over the 30-metre line they go. Mackenzie Davis. Now it's out with Cassidy, who kicks it down the field. Will he get a favourable bounce, or will it go dead? Oh, it stays. It's just gone out. It's just gone out. So it's a 7 tackle set for Stanningley.
But the right end of the pitch to defend it, though.
Ryan to tap this one. He's waiting for all his players to come back in behind him before he tapped it, and ultimately he stopped with only a couple of metres gained.
There we go.
Peach feeds it right.
Don't need to give any penalties away here.
Dean Parker all tackled. Butterill over his shoulder. Oh, looking for Ruan. He slipped it out. Townend cleaned up. Good this afternoon, Townend as well.
Second half is really coming to the game, I must admit. As you say, he's took the line on a lot more. Oh!
Big figure of Sam Peel, but upended by the challenge. It was a really good tackle by Fallon, that one. Kicked from out of dummy half by Peach. Poached inside his own 20 by Conor Parkinson. Oh, he's took on the line. He's beat the first tackler. You know what? You can see looking at this exactly why he got the chance to represent England, as the ball was ripped out from his grasp and the referee rules that the tackle was completed.
Yeah.
You can also see why he's captain of this team as well, can't you?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, as I say, his balance off his feet is absolutely, because you don't know if he's going off his left, off his right. His control off them feet is absolutely superb.
Now, for those unfamiliar with Wigan St Jude's, there's like a grassy knoll off to the right-hand side on the clubhouse side, isn't there? And that is quite well packed, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there's a good crowd here today.
It's a good view from there as well. Nice and raised.
Slightly raised. All of a sudden, we got 2 balls on the field. Sometimes we struggle. Has somebody eventually gone and got that one that's cleared the fence before? So, tap to be taken by Rhys Matthews. Cassidy handing on to Elliot Garrido. Well stopped. Jack Sykes, big smile on his face with that challenge. He knew he got a good tackle in there. Cal Palmer really growing in stature in this first team for Wigan St Jude's. Judes are up by 20 points to 16. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Don't take your ears away from this one. We can't take our eyes off it as Baker plays it. Fallon slips it to his right. Big run from Garrido again.
Good one, yeah.
5 metres away from the line. Fallon pointing off to the left, which means he'll probably come to the right. And he picks up Cassidy, and Cassidy goes right up the guts. Takes on 2 players, twisting and turning. Can he get his way over the line? He's got it down. I think that's the game now for Wigan St Jude's. Cassidy comes up with the goods just when they're needed.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Off his left, off his right. Let's see if he can get under those posts. Pushes his way over and makes this kick just a little bit easier. I think that could be it, Parky. But what a game it's been. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you pick man of the match this week.
Oh, now you've put pressure on, haven't you? Now you're
on the spot.
Yeah, well, you know what? I know he's come up with what is likely to be the winning score here, Cassidy, to make it 24 points to 16. He's got the attempt on goal as well. But I also want to give some other honourable mentions to people. So Dion Henry has been magnificent for Stanningley.
Yeah.
I think, had we been talking about a Stanningley victory, he's walking away with this man of the match.
Totally, mate.
I actually think that he is the man of the match.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to give it him. Right? Because I also think Kenny Baker has led his pack superbly. I think Danny Fallon has been very good at 9 as well. But I am going to go with Kenny Baker.
Kenny Baker. So
is that controversial still?
It is. But you know who I'd give it to? But that's why I felt I'd been biased. But he's had a brilliant game and he's here jogging over towards us at the moment.
Did he kick the goal as well?
He certainly did.
26-16. In favour of Wigan St Jude's. I just think that, you know, the work that Kenny Baker has put in, the point of difference that he does give to this St Jude's pack is phenomenal. But I do really want to keep my eye on Dion Henry, because I think he is absolutely a superb forward.
Yeah,
he looks every inch like someone we could be keeping our eyes on as they go short.
Has he gone?
Well taken. Well taken by. It was well taken by our man Baker, who slipped it to your man Cassidy. They'll form the scrum here very, very quickly. Will Stanningley.
3 tackles. See you now.
He wants them to get in the scrum before he stops his clock. They've got to keep packed if they're doing that.
That's right.
They can't get up again, can they? It's all right if you've got a bad back at this age. So it's going to be fed this scrum by Stroud. Peach spins it left. Butterell will kick it. It's been charged down by Conor Parkinson. It bounces up for him. It's Curtains. That is the winning score. Connor Parkinson racing away after charging down the kick from his opposite number, Adam Butterill. Rugby league can be such a cruel game, but what joy it brings us.
Yeah, game of inches there, Parker. We said it in the first half, didn't they, when Stanningley did exactly the same thing and managed to score off the next set after a charge down. And it's one of the things, they've rolled the dice there, Stanningley, and it's come up in the favour of Judes. Big raps there to Parkinson for getting on the end of it. He could have easily said, why do we need to put it at the end of the day? Because they could have defended it a lot easier, but no, they've come up with the score.
He's a competitor.
I think the scoreline here at the end of the day will
blown out a little bit, hasn't it?
A little bit. But it's been a really massively competitive game. And Cassidy adds the extras.
And the whistle sounds from our match official to signal the end of the game. So with that final kick, it makes it 32 points to 16. It's amazing that we were talking about it, or I was talking about it, potentially being a draw 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You said there was no way on earth it would be a draw.
No.
You've been proved correct.
Yeah, I never thought it would be that big of a gap. But yeah. Really competitive.
Let's have a run through the scorers, shall we? So Stanningley actually opened the scoring after 15 minutes. Alex Ryan going over to give them a 4-0 advantage. 2 tries in the space of 4 minutes from Wigan St Judes put them on the front foot and gave them a 12-4 advantage at half time. Cassidy kicking forward for Connor Parkinson after 29 minutes, then converting. Palmer going over from another Cassidy kick after 33 minutes. Cassidy again converting to make it 12 points to 4. Then in the second half, Harry Parkinson linked with brother Connor to make it 16-4. Then we saw the Stanley fight back, Townend going through them for Parker to convert, and then Dion Henry being rewarded for what has been a non-stop superb display from him by going over under the post. Parker converted for 16 all, but McNally dragged them back in, and then 76 minutes, Cassidy scoring, managing to bludgeon his way over underneath the post, converting to make it 26 points to 16. And then right at the end, as Steve rightly mentioned, Stanningley rolled the dice. Butterill kicked his way forward, however it was charged down by Connor Parkinson, who won the race and charged over from about 30 metres on the bounce. So that was converted by that man Cassidy, who has finished with, let me just top these up, 4 goals for the afternoon, and it's finished 32-16, and a deserved win in the end for Wigan St Judes.
It was, yeah. It was an even contest, as I said. That scoreline belies it, but yeah, absolutely superb there. And I think we might be
I tell you what, it's not often that we can be joined straight on the final whistle for an instant coach's reaction. Got to ask you, Dave, what's your thoughts on that one? 32 points to 16.
Yes, I certainly don't think that reflects the game. I thought there was a really good side. Pushed us hard in middle, really good completion, really good in defence. But I think we just had probably that too much single skill, so lads who can turn up and do things like Danny just turned up there and took it probably just away from him. But I don't think we was at it today. I think we was poor to our standards.
You think so?
So yeah, that's why I've come over to you, because I want
to get back in there. You want to get back in and sort of have your say,
and I'll obviously speak to him about what I thought and what we need to be better. We definitely be better than that.
What did you do well in that game?
I think at times when we were direct and we were completing, all our good stuff came up back of that. I think in terms of, I thought it was a bit clunky in our attack today, but like I said, we was probably 60-70% there today. I'm not saying we was far from our best.
You had a couple of late changes where you had to swap things around, Laughing going in, starting. There was no Adam Jones in the end.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a whirlwind that last 5 minutes. So obviously before kick-off, as I've gone in about 5 minutes before the end of the warm-up, and then coming to me saying Adam Jones has snapped his Achilles, we need a replacement. So straight away, obviously I'm like, well, who is there? So Dean, my assistant coach, says, well, James Worthington down there is registered, but he's carrying an hamstring injury. So I went, well, tell Worthy go and get his boots on. So the next minute, Aaron Smith turns up, who'd also been working, who obviously he was there. So I said, I'll leave Worthy. I said, get Aaron stripped and get Aaron ready. So we ended up getting Aaron ready instead. So luckily, we had lads there who could jump on, and I think he played all right when he came on, Aaron, to be fair. But
in a way, that's some resilience that you've shown in that, you know, because that's things like that happening right near a kick-off. They can tip the scales, can't they?
It was a mad 5 or 10 minutes before game, so glad for we managed, like I say. Luckily we had lads here who could put a shut on.
I know you do want to get in, but I just want to ask you one more question, because I mean, for me, I thought the time that you got Kenny Baker probably stood up and was probably one of those players that kind of got you back on track again.
Yeah, I think he injected himself into the game well, Kenny, when he came back on. Did a lot of work that first half, so 5-10 minutes into the second half I gave him a breather, but when he came back on I thought it was really good. Ryan Duffy give us that go forward we needed as well, so I think making them changes probably with 20 minutes left at game, I think that was probably the difference at end that probably took it away from them, and we just got that momentum back what we'd been struggling with all game.
Congratulations on the win. I'll go and let you have this word that you want with your team, but no doubt we'll see you again through the season, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you so much.
Steve. Cheers, mate.
So there you go, Dave. You can't ask for further than that, can you? Coach coming over, giving us his thoughts. Not too happy. I think he's probably right there. I think his assessment is right. We were talking, they were a bit clunky. Certainly when it got, that fidgety word, they weren't far enough away and in front. Instead of just sort of, like we say, sticking to the basics and maybe just taking, driving it up, taking the tackle, then a good kick. They started trying to be a bit smart in sort of dangerous areas.
They definitely had 5 or 10 minutes there where they they wobbled, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Stanningley are a good team and they were able to push forward for it. But we hope you've enjoyed the afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. My thanks go to Dave Myerscough for coming straight over afterwards. Gives us an easy ready on the stuff for the show on Wednesday, doesn't it? Really, that. But we hope you have enjoyed it, Steve. Great to be alongside you again, mate.
Pleasure as always, mate, and I enjoyed it again down here at St Jude's.
And we will be back this time next week when we're over at Lee East. They take on Millham, so I wonder how that one's going to go. Obviously Millham were playing in Division 2 last year. Lee East had a disappointing season by their standards. I wonder whether we'll see a redress of the balance or whether we'll see Millham reign supreme. Yeah. Join us for that one, but more importantly, join us on Wednesday evening when we'll be back with our 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League show on Spotify and this very channel. But thank you very much. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're up to, and we love our rugby league.
Every tackle, every try, every scrum. Green Cooling is proud to be part of the Community Rugby League family.